Yes, now friends, I want to show you how to wrap a profile around these with Profile Builder. As an example, let's take that part or our ring part control outside. I want to show it outside. Look, now I have taken one of these outside. Now what I'm going to do here is this. Friends, normally, since we made this soft unsubwood, it looks very soft, so I cannot intervene with the lines on it. To intervene, I need to take the edge command of the soft here downwards and turn these into lines. Look, you select all of them. We do it all with 3 clicks. Look, if you move this part forward or backward, you can see that these parts are lined. Look, it has turned into a line. My goal is to take this bottom part, to rotate a profile here as the bottom part and move the profile upwards, friends, or to scale it later. Look, I selected all of them. I selected all of them with a double click. I said, copy from edit. Then I exited. Then I will say edit, paste in place. Look, when I said edit, paste in place, it placed it here. I said, let's go. I only need this. Friends, look, this is needed. As you can see, I deleted this nice one. Selected the lines. I pressed the profile part at the very beginning where you found the profile. It's a very simple profile. Look, friends, if you press the profile here part, there are various profiles here. It will revolve the selected profile around this. That will be the profile around our column. You can make drywall, you can make a skirting board, or you can make a piece like this. Let's say you chose this. Then look, there is this along path. You say let it revolve around the part you selected. When you rotate it, look what happened. There was an error. Now, to do this, there is a situation like this. There are some situations here. Look, friends, close this mirror part. Press it. Look, you see this mirror part, right? The mirror part is open here, friends. I closed it and brought it here. I rotated it. Look, it created my profile. Now, from edit, unhide. Let everything come back again. Unhide, I say all. Look, my model has appeared. But what happened? Since the model is a bit outside, and because our model is a bit expensive, I want to do this again with the scale command. But, look, scale is not working. Why? Because scale does not work on profiles, friends. You need to explode it or select and scale it this way. I went outside. I took this. I said explode. I took the scale command. I slightly scaled it outward like this. I slightly scaled it from here. Friends, as you can see, I have created a profile like this. If you want, you can take it upwards again. So it's optional. Look, we need to make another overflow at the top again, like this, in this way. Let's say 1.2. As you can see here, it's 1.2. This could be a process like this, friends. There are different profiles. When you use these profiles here, such situations will arise. Friends, as you can see, we make the profiles like this. There are various different profiles here. If I want to show, look, let's do something like this. As an example, let's delete this. This is a floor. Let it be the base. And I want to make a skirting board here. I came to the profile section, friends. And let's say it's a skirting board like this. Look, I selected it. I selected the profile. I pressed here, friends. As you can see, it does this inward or outward. Look, as you can see, it does the same profile here, whether you make drywall or process it in different ways. It's enough just to select and show the line. Starting point. Look, it starts from here. Sometimes it can make mistakes. You need to perform operations regarding where the point will start and end in these parts, friends. You need to do these. When you do these, where the profile starts and ends becomes important. If the profile is on the outside, you can take it here by saying symmetry. You can take it outward. This time, it makes this part outward. Friends, an important part. The other parts are only related to the settings. Look, you can also adjust the height or width settings from here. Quite efficient. An extension you will use a lot indoors, friends.